Dear colleagues, we bring to your attention a fragment of tools that will help to realize the author model of the linguistic system of Lexicographic Electronic Tool, LET. The project is in the development phase and is open for discussion. The principle of the author concept of synchronous linguistic source studies, as well as of dynamic model of linguistic sources and the model of Dic-tionary Sources Core are among the foundation of the LET as the automated workplace of the modern lexicographer. The theory of linguistic source has been carefully studied in historical linguistics, diachronic source studies. However, there is no such data for synchronous research, which leads to the formulation of the theory of synchronous source studies. The Dic-tionary Sources Core is formed as a set of sources, sample of the available sources database, according to the type or the purpose of the dictionary. For an accumulation and ordering of a lexicographic multi-parameter description and a storage of lexical and illustrative material as a basic for creating different types of dictionaries, Institute of Ukrainian Language is working on the creation of the Lexicographic Electronic Tool. The units of the LET structure are the Electronic Lexical Card Index database and the Linguistic Sources database. For this purpose, LET will integrate in its source database texts, dictionaries, a lexical card index at this institute. For example, the electronic system Archive Card Index have been already digitized. It presents the digital format of lexical and illustrative material of the Russian-Ukrainian dictionary, edited by Krimsky and Yefremov, as well as it will have links to sources open for access in a virtual space, language corpus, electronic dictionaries, libraries, and more. Thus, LET will be at the same time the database of the Ukrainian vocabulary arrays, which should be studied, conceived, and presented in new dictionaries, grammars, spelling. Let's focus on the first block, the sources database that will contain primary and secondary sources. Basic information about the linguistic sources we include in the database. We have covered bibliographic and linguistic metadata based on Dublin Core and on markup of sources in the general, regionally annotated corpus of the Ukrainian language. So, to each linguistic source we give to the following metadata element and code set. Information the contents of a storage unit, on author, on basic milestone of the author life, that determines its language formation. Languages spoken by the author. Author awards information, awards, ratings, and more. Information about language, literary norm, standard, non-standard, combined, with elements such as dialect, regiolect, jargon, and more. Information about environment of the source. Traditionally, this element is referred to as source, but in order to avoid tautology, the main term of our project is a linguistic source. We use the name environment. Information on initial form of the text. The database contains text, the initial form of which may be written or oral, translated into written form. Occasionally, text contains a combination of the original oral language and the original written snippets. Information on the source form available in the database. Oral, for video and audio, written printed sources in appropriate electronic formats, written electronic. Information of source type. There are two types of sources used in creating dictionaries. Primary sources, fiction, newspapers, etc., are facts of verbal creativity that are objectively generated and are the source of a word from a variety of genres. Secondary sources, dictionaries, encyclopedias, indexes, etc., were created as a result of linguistic processing of primary sources. The electronic source database should first be created from the copies of the edition that are most relevant to the author design, authentic, most often the last lifetime editions of the author, often edited or at least approved. Also, there are some exceptions, as we noted above in PDF with the text layer. This format will be digitally accessible and will provide a visual link to the original for accurate reproduction and analysis of text, conformity, adequacy, authenticity of the source, main or modified text, modified source form, printed electronic text, modified content, later editorial, spelling, etc. We also elaborated on the layout of styles, subspecies style, and genres, and also considered the style of Internet communication. We illustrated only a snippet: style, colloquial; subspecies style, colloquial and common; genre, conversation, etc. So, as in general regionally annotated corpus, we will use the sum parameters. Some parameters are detailed, deepened, and presented, substantially developed: style, subspecies style, genre. Add new elements: author language, a word source, a word author, nome, language, initial form, source type, conformity, etc. The development of the metadata markup in this direction will contribute to the creation of a linguogrammatic model of Dic-tionary Sources Core of the 21st century according to the internal and external factors. At the left will be the material and the tool of through synchronous and diacritics learning of the language and its lexicographic description. Thank you for your attention.